Have you ever wondered who was Rome's greatest enemy? It was none other than Hannibal Barca. Hannibal Barca. The name alone echoes through history, synonymous with the audacity to challenge the mightiest empire of the ancient world. Born in 247 BCE in the city of Carthage, which is modern-day Tunisia, Hannibal was the son of Hamilcar Barca, a renowned Carthaginian general. From a young age he was immersed in the art of war, learning the tactics and strategies that would later define his career. Carthage, at the time of Hannibal's birth, was a powerful maritime city-state. It was the center of a trading empire that spanned across the Mediterranean. But its wealth and power brought it into conflict with the rising power of Rome. The two cities had already fought one brutal conflict known as the First Punic War, which ended in a costly defeat for Carthage. As if the flames of war weren't enough to shape a young mind, Hannibal's father, Hamilcar, imposed a personal vow upon him. It was said that at the tender age of 9, Hannibal was taken by his father to an altar and made to swear that he would never be a friend to Rome. This oath, whether real or the stuff of legend, would set the course for Hannibal's life. As a Carthaginian general, Hannibal was not just a military leader, but a symbol of resistance against Roman aggression. His audacious strategies and unyielding spirit would make him one of the most feared adversaries Rome ever faced. But Hannibal was more than just a general. He was a man shaped by his upbringing, by his father's legacy, by the city he called home, and by a vow that bound him to a path of relentless conflict. This was just the beginning of Hannibal's journey, a journey that would lead to some of the most epic battles in history. And as we delve deeper into his life and exploits, we will come to understand why Hannibal Barca was, and remains, Rome's greatest enemy. This was the beginning of Hannibal's journey, a journey that would lead to some of the most epic battles in history. Hannibal's campaigns against Rome were nothing short of legendary. As the curtain rises on the Second Punic War, we find Hannibal, commander of the Carthaginian forces, embarking on a daring journey that would go down in history. His audacious plan? To cross the formidable Alps and use this unexpected route to launch an attack on Rome, a move that stunned the Roman Empire. The Alps, as we know, are no pleasant stroll. Yet, Hannibal, with an army of thousands, braved the treacherous terrain and hostile weather, making his way through snow-covered peaks and icy passes. This was not just a physical challenge, but a test of leadership and morale. Hannibal proved his worth on both fronts, leading his men through hardship, keeping their spirits high, and emerging on the Italian side with his forces largely intact. On the battlefield, Hannibal's brilliance shone even brighter. He masterminded 3 significant victories that rocked the Roman Empire to its core. The Battle of Trebia, the first major clash, displayed Hannibal's tactical finesse. Despite the Romans having a larger force, Hannibal utilized the terrain and weather to his advantage, encircling and defeating the Roman army. Next came the Battle of Lake Trasimene, where Hannibal displayed his cunning. He lured the Romans into a trap, using the foggy conditions to conceal his troops and ambushing the unsuspecting Roman force. The Romans were taken by surprise, resulting in a resounding victory for Hannibal. The Battle of Cannae was perhaps Hannibal's greatest military triumph. Here, Hannibal used an innovative strategy known as the double envelopment. He manipulated his line formation to envelop and annihilate the Roman force, leading to one of the most devastating defeats in Roman history. Despite being outnumbered and out-resourced, Hannibal proved his military genius time and again, dealing heavy blows to the Roman Empire. His audacity, strategic brilliance, and indomitable spirit have earned him a place among the greatest military leaders in history. But as we know, no one can win forever. The winds of war were about to shift, and the tide was ready to turn against the Carthaginian general Hannibal. At the heart of this seismic change was a new player on the Roman side, a man named Scipio Africanus. Scipio Africanus, a Roman general, was not just another soldier, he was a strategic genius, much like Hannibal himself. Studying Hannibal's tactics and strategies, Scipio Africanus learned from the best to defeat the best. He understood that to overcome Hannibal he needed to outthink him, not just outfight him. The stage for this clash of titans was set in the Battle of Zama, fought in 202 BC. It was here that Hannibal for the first time would taste defeat, and it was a bitter pill to swallow. The Battle of Zama was not just another battle, it was a strategic masterpiece, a chess game played out on the sands of North Africa. Scipio Africanus had learned from Hannibal's victories. He knew that Hannibal's strength lay in his elephants and his ability to outflank his enemies. So Scipio devised a strategy to neutralize these advantages. He used his troops' formations to create lanes, allowing Hannibal's elephants to run harmlessly through them. He then used his cavalry to outflank Hannibal's forces, just as Hannibal had done to others so many times before. The result was a devastating defeat for Hannibal and a decisive victory for Rome. The tide had turned. The unstoppable force that was Hannibal Barca had finally met an immovable object in the form of Scipio Africanus. Hannibal, the scourge of Rome, the nightmare of Roman generals, had been defeated. But remember, this was Hannibal. Even in defeat, he did not lose his dignity or his resolve. He lived to fight another day, to continue his struggle against Rome, albeit in different ways and on different battlefields. This marked the end of Hannibal's campaigns against Rome, but not the end of his story. Even in defeat, Hannibal continued to be a thorn in Rome's side. After the Second Punic War, Hannibal found himself navigating the treacherous waters of Carthaginian politics. Despite the loss, he was elected as a suffete, a chief magistrate of Carthage, where he implemented numerous reforms to restore the city's prosperity and power. He streamlined the tax system, curbed corruption, and spearheaded measures to enhance the military strength of Carthage. However, his success in Carthaginian politics, much like his success on the battlefield, made him a target. Rome, ever vigilant of Hannibal's activities, capitalized on an opportunity to rid themselves of their nemesis. When Hannibal was accused of conspiring with the king of Syria against Rome, he was forced to flee Carthage. He wandered from one kingdom to another, offering his military genius to those willing to oppose Rome. The end of Hannibal's life is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Some accounts suggest that cornered and unwilling to be captured by his lifelong adversaries, he chose to take his own life by ingesting poison. His last words are said to have been, "Let us relieve the Romans from the anxiety they have so long experienced, since they think it tries their patience too much to wait for an old man's death." Hannibal's life may have ended in exile and apparent defeat, but his legacy is far from forgotten. He's remembered not only as Rome's greatest enemy, but also as one of the most remarkable military strategists the world has ever seen. His audacious crossing of the Alps, his tactical genius at the Battle of Cannae, and his unyielding determination in the face of adversity have all become the stuff of legend. In the annals of history, Hannibal stands as a symbol of defiance against overwhelming odds. His tactics continue to be studied in military academies, his story inspires countless works of art and literature, and his name resonates as a testament to the indomitable spirit of resistance. Hannibal may have lost the war, but his legacy lives on, echoing through the annals of history. Let's take a moment to reflect on Hannibal's life and his battles against Rome. Stepping back into the annals of history, we've journeyed together through the extraordinary life of a man who stood as a formidable challenge to the might of Rome. Hannibal, a man of unyielding determination and unprecedented military prowess, has left an indelible mark on the canvas of world history. Born into a family of Carthaginian warriors, Hannibal's path was laid out for him from a young age. His father, Hamilcar Barca, instilled in him a burning hatred for Rome, a flame that would fuel his relentless campaigns against the Roman Empire. Hannibal's audacious crossing of the Alps is a testament to his strategic genius and fearless leadership. His military campaigns against Rome were not just battles, they were a tug-of-war between two mighty civilizations. The Battle of Cannae, where Hannibal's smaller force encircled and decimated a larger Roman army, stands as a brilliant example of his strategic acumen. However, the tide of war is a capricious mistress. Despite his early victories, Hannibal's fortunes began to wane as Rome adapted and learned from their defeats. In the twilight of his life, Hannibal remained a thorn in Rome's side, never ceasing to pose a threat to their expanding empire. Even in death, his legacy lived on, inspiring generations of military leaders and strategists around the globe. The story of Hannibal is a tale of resilience, ingenuity, and the sheer force of will. It's a vivid reminder of the human spirit's ability to rise above overwhelming odds. It's a story that resonates even today, echoing through the corridors of time. Hannibal's life serves as a testament to his unwavering resolve and his deep-rooted enmity for Rome. His exploits have been etched into history, and his name has become synonymous with military brilliance. So the next time someone asks you who was Rome's greatest enemy, you'll know the answer. It was Hannibal, the Carthaginian general who dared to challenge the might of Rome.